I first got a car from them around September. It was my first car from them. It was a 2013 Ford Fusion. Obviously I was working at the time. That's why I was able to get it. Drive it to work. Second day, engine light comes on. Everything just starts falling apart from there. Trying to get my car looked at, through them because I have a warranty. It was, a pain in the tail. They just communication was terrible. When I finally got the car in there, the mechanic told me what was wrong with it, and basically it was the same thing that I told him was wrong with it. I work on cars myself, so I know what I'm talking about. Finally got the car in there. He was like, "Hey, look, the car is beyond our repair. We cannot fix it. We're just going to give you another car. Cheaper payments, less money. Go from there." Okay, that's fine. So finally got the car that I'm having now, and payments aren't cheaper. I'm still it's $13,000. That they're basically taxing me for this car, and this is a 2010, and the first car was a 2013. So, that's a problem. This car is falling apart as well. I just figured out that this was a rental car. There's problems with this car. Transmission's messed up. There's gas fumes coming from my car that are putting my children in danger. Every time they get in the car, they complain of headaches and they go to sleep like that. So they can't even come in the car with me anymore because, they're all young. They have to be in a car seat in the back seat. So that's a problem that I'm facing now. I called them before Christmas, never got a call back. Called them the day after Christmas, no call back. The day after that, no call back. So I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to do what I did in the first place. Go to the BBB and let them know what's going on, because that's what I did for my silver car, because they wanted to give me the rigmarole and basically say that I was lying about the silver car until it finally got in there. And then, it came out that it was totally done for. And then now all of a sudden, Byrider calls me back, which is what happened the last time. And, me personally, I feel as though their customer service and their people skills are terrible, because why am I having to call the BBB, do Google reviews, do Piss Consumer, all this for you guys to contact me back when you know what you're selling? You're selling me lemons. That's simple as that. That's how I feel. So finally got, talked to them. The manager from CNAC called me and she said, she wanted to talk to me what we could do. I said, at this point, I'm facing buyer's remorse. Either I just want my $1,300 back so far that I made in payments, call it quits, put the repo on my record. My credit may be messed up, but hey, that's fine with me. But I need something more reliable. Or make my payments monthly, because that's another problem that I'm having, is bi-weekly. And she had did the calculations, and it would be about $450 a month. I'm not paying that for this 2010 car. If I'm paying $450, I can go to the car lot and get a 2020 Jeep for the same amount and finance it. I mean, I'm saying, and lease it if need be. That's just ridiculous to me. So I said, that's not going to work. Could we just do a refund? She said, well, we don't really necessarily do refunds, something of that nature. And I said, well, understandable, but we're going to come to some kind of dispute resolution, because one, I'm not paying a car note anymore for a car that's not running. Two is, I'm not paying you guys to look at my car when you guys didn't charge me last time to look at my car. So why are you charging me now? Oh, you're charging me this time because the car still is relatively drivable and I can bring it to you. I'm not going to come all the way up there and pay $62 for you guys to look at my car and tell me the same thing that I already know what's going on with it. And I put my own money and parts into it and it's still not running. And then you're going to tell me if it's beyond their fixable, they're fixed, they can give me $62 back. And if they can fix it, it'll go towards the repairs, which is fine. But everything I just went through with this silver car, getting a rental car from them is a pain in the tail. That took almost 2 weeks to get a rental car. So I was out of a car for 2 weeks. I almost lost my job. So I'm walking from my house all the way until Perrysburg, which I'm not sure if you're familiar with Ohio, but I mean, that's a 3.5, 4 hour walk. Then I'm walking to work and I'm late every day, about to lose my job just because I have no car. So everything that I went through with them, I just don't want to deal with them at all. And that's why I contacted you guys, the BBB, did Google reviews and everything. So she is currently supposedly calling the manager at Byrider and Maumee to figure out what they can do, not so I don't have to pay for my car to get looked at, yada, yada, which is fine. But as I'm explaining to her, the only two options that I have right now that I care about is my $1,300 back, or these payments have to get lowered, or I'm going to bring it up to her when she speaks to me. And because my mother had brought it to my attention, she said, if they don't want to give you a refund, well, why don't you put and do the math, however many payments I've made so far, put that towards, the car, and say like, hey, you know what? If you can't give me a refund, then I need X amount of payments, free for all the stuff that you guys put me through, because this is not the first time that I've had a problem with the car. I was told instantly payments were lower. They're not lower. They're the same exact amount. The same exact amount that I was getting financed for 2013 cars, what I'm getting financed now for a 2010 car. The gentleman said that, he was going to do what he can do to make everything lower. In other words, I call them and they say, well, we don't do anything with that. Call CNAC. I call CNAC and then they say, that's not our problem. you have to call the dealership, and then it's just back and forth. So I don't want to give up because if I just tell them to come get the car, obviously I'm not going to get anything out of it. But at this moment in time, something major has to be done because this is not my first time dealing with them. Perfect solution right now for me would either be $1,000 back in cash, or via card or check, however you want to do it. 1,000 back at least. Take the car. Hey, my credit's going to fall down. I can build it back up and go from there. Or, as I just stated to you as well, however many payments I've made so far, do the math and make it free up until however many months down the road it is going to be, until the next payment, until I can, get on my feet. And maybe that way, instead of me paying, bi-weekly, those 5 6 months that I have, I can save up some more money, go buy me a car off the lot or buy me a car from Facebook, and then say, hey, you know what? Thank you so much. You gave me time to, save my money like I needed to do. I have 3 children. Honestly, before you do anything and make any kind of decision on what kind of car you want to get from them, I would say please, definitely, for 100%, get the car fully diagnosed. Get it fully diagnosed. I don't care if there's no engine light on there. Do what you have to do to figure out what's wrong with that car before you purchase it. Go look up the Carfax. They won't give that to you. Go look up incident, mechanic, anything of that nature, what you can do to figure out what's going on with that car before you get it. Do that, because if you don't and something falls apart, they're going to play you like you're stupid and like they don't know what they're talking about, but they know exactly what they're talking about because, like I said, with the silver Pure Fusion that I had, as soon as I brought it in there, the gentleman said, well, it was a few problems and this, that, and other words of that nature. Oh, it was a few problems. You didn't tell me that when I was buying it, though, but now it's a few problems that it's falling apart. So that's what I would recommend.